Dear students, myself Monotosh Dey, your English helpline on the go. Today, I shall discuss a lesson from Moments which is taught in CBSE curriculum as supplementary reader of Standard 9. The lesson under discussion today is The Lost Child by Mulk Raj Anand. Dear students, if you are new to my channel or if you haven't subscribed to my channel so far, kindly subscribe to it and press the bell icon for notification of every new video. Thank you. Before we begin, let me throw some light on the biography of the author, which will be followed by theme of the story sequence and recapitulation. So let's begin. The biography part of the story. Mulk Raj Anand was an author with hundreds of novels, short stories and essays to his name. From an early age, Mulk Raj was pained by the problems of Indian society that stemmed from the issues of religion and caste. Considered a pioneer of the Anglo-Indian fiction, he is best remembered for his depiction of the poorer classes of people in India and their plight. He was honored with the Padma Bhushan, India's third largest civilian award, in 1967 for his vast contributions towards the field of literature and education. He won the Sahitya Academy Award for his novel The Morning Face, which was published in 1968. His famous books include Untouchables 1935, Coolie 1936, Two Leaves and a Bird 1937, The Private Life of an Indian Prince 1953, The Road 1961, and so on. Dear students, let's now move on to the discussion of the theme. The Lost Child is the story of a small child who is lost in a fair while getting engrossed in looking at a roundabout swing. The boy accompanied the fair with his parents and demanded things like sweets, balloons, flowers, etc. Although his father got angry, his mother distracted him towards other things. The story focuses on the filial love and affection that the child shares with his parents. A stranger picks the boy up and hands him over to his parents. Dear students, now let's move on to the story sequence. This story is set in the spring season. A little child was accompanied by his parents to a fair. The child was attracted to the toys which were displayed at the various stalls. As he would be left behind, his parents would call him to come with them. He was attracted to the stalls of toys and sweets. The child moved forward but once again lagged behind because his eyes were caught by one thing or the other every now and then. His mouth watered seeing sweets decorated with gold and silver leaves. He wanted his favorite Biography. A group of dragonflies, black bees and butterflies buzzed around, sucking the nectar from the flowers. The child looked at them as they flew around. The child was very much fascinated by everything that he came across in the fair. A shower of young flowers fell upon the child as he entered the grove, and forgetting his parents, he began to gather the raining petals in his hands. As the child entered the shady forest area, he was welcomed by a shower of flowers. He forgot his parents and started collecting the petals that had fallen. Just then, he heard the cooing of doves and was excited to see them. He started chasing the birds, and in the process, the petals fell from his hand. As they neared the village, the child could see many other footpaths full of throngs converging to the whirlpool of the fair, and felt at once repelled and fascinated by the confusion of the world he was entering. As they were about to reach the fair, the child saw huge crowds of people walking from all directions towards the fair. The dense crowd scared him and he stepped back for a while, but the next moment he got attracted to the mind-blowing crowd of humanity. At the entrance of the fair, to one corner, a sweetmeat seller had set up a shop. He was selling various sweets like gulab jamun, rasgulla, barfi, and jalebi. As he did not expect that his demand would be fulfilled by his parents, he walked further. You can see the child was very obedient. He did not demand, more from his parents because he knows the mentality of his parents that they would always decline him. That's why. The next thing that the child came across was a balloon seller selling balloons of different colors of the rainbow. The boy was attracted to the shiny colors of the balloons and wanted to have them all. Then he paused at a snake charmer who was playing a flute, and the snake was twisting its neck to the music. The boy walked towards the snake charmer, but as his parents had warned him to stay away from the unpleasant music played by such man, he walked further. Then he saw a roundabout swing. It was full of men, women, and children who were enjoying the ride. The boy watched the people on the roundabout and then, with a lot of courage, expressed his desire to go on the roundabout. He looked around and behind, but unfortunately, and to the utter surprise of the boy, his parents were nowhere to be seen. The boy cried loudly, jerked his body, and ran here and there calling out for his parents. He was full of fear and tears started rolling down his cheeks. But unfortunately, his parents were nowhere to be found. The boy started crying and crying. He saw some people standing and talking and tried to find if his parents were among them. The boy ran towards the temple, which was crowded with people. He ran through the legs of men, calling out for his parents. The crowd was pushing each other as he neared the entrance of the temple. As the man got the child out of the crowd, he asked him how he had reached there and what were his parents' names. A stranger has found the small child, so he is now trying to satisfy the boy and try to hand over the boy to the parents. Let's see. The boy cried even more and repeated that he wanted to go to his parents only. The stranger tried to relax the child by taking him to the roundabout swing. He offered him a ride, but the child screamed and wept loudly and wanted his parents. Nobody else, nothing else, only his parents. The man took the child to the bright colored balloons, hoping that he might get some happiness by seeing them. He offered a balloon to the child, but it turned away and wept for his father. The child refused to smell the flowers that he wanted to buy earlier because now his priority was to get his parents and parents alone, nothing else. Finally, the man took him to the sweetmeat seller and offered to buy sweets for him. Still, the child did not want his favorite sweet but wanted his parents. The man tried to relax the child by taking him to the roundabout swing. He offered him a ride, but the child screamed and wept loudly that he wanted his parents. Dear students, now let's move on to the recapitulation part of the story. A child in the company of his parents went to a fair and was attracted to the stalls of toys and sweets in the fair. He wanted Barfi, beautiful garlands of Gulmohar balloons. Then he saw a snake charmer and a roundabout swing. When he asked for his parents' permission for a ride to the swing, he was utterly surprised and shocked to discover that his parents were not around. Suddenly, a stranger took him up in his arms and consoled the weeping child. The man offered him sweets, balloons, and garland, but the child kept repeating with tears in his eyes, quote unquote, "I want my father, I want my mother." Dear students, that's the end of the explanation of the beautiful story, The Lost Child by Mulk Raj Anand. Hope you have understood. Okay, so please do share your feedback in the comment section and subscribe to my channel. Thank you so very much for watching. Till we meet very shortly with another video. Take care and bye bye.